Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Angelika's Journal. My name is Angelika, and thank you for visiting with me today. I wanted to share on my last video, I had done this macrame planter, and the string I had cut to 7-foot length. And we had done these macrame knots and this all pretty fancy top and then, like the pretty bottom too. I wanted to, like curious minds want to know, and that's my curious mind, if I took three 7-foot strings. So this is 3, this one I used 6. So half the amount of strings. And I did a basic, just a knot type of macrame. I want to see the difference because if you look at the length, I'll take the pot out. Now, if you look at the length of the two, that one and this one, this is roughly about, I don't know, about a foot longer. So that means I used up a foot's worth in all these knots that I did. And then the fancy top. Whereas this one, we're not going to do that. We're going to twist the top, put a knot, go down whatever the distance here is. I'll copy that distance, and then I'll make my first knot. And then I'll do the same distance here, measure and do knots. And let's see how much less we use of the yarn. I'm just curious. So I'll pause you for a minute. I forgot to go get my measuring tape, and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. So I brought my measuring tape. So this is about 10 inches long. So I used up 10 inches in these macrame knots. So now I'll put you back up because we're going from this string here. There. All right, so I'll remove this so you can see. We'll just put it on the side. All right, so now this one, we're just gonna twist it. That's all you're doing is twisting the top so that it won't, when you go to hang it up, it's not going to split. You kind of want it twisted. There. I don't know, I just like it like that. If you twist it too much though, you could see what happens is if like really twisting it, see, it gets all tangled like that. So you don't want to twist it too much, but just a bit. And then all we're going to do is put a knot. So all of the strands together, just a knot. And you have to leave enough at the top loop to hang it up. Now remember, you can do this as much or as little. If you still want to twist it the way we did that one, make that beautiful top on it, feel free to do it. I'm just trying to see if you do the most minimal, basic, you know what I mean, like what's it gonna look like. So there's the loop to hang it up, there's the knot. Oh, I need the other one and my measuring tape. All right, so now from the top here, which would be the top there, down to the first crisscross, right? This is where we started connecting the sides. So from there to there, there's 13 inches, but a little bit more, roughly 13 inches. So now we're going to take 2 strands. So you got to make sure they're not all tangled like mine are. All right, and you take 2 that are side by side So we will take these two. All right. And then we're going to go 13 inches. Whoop, 13 is here. Yeah, 13 inches is there. And again, you just make a knot. Now I've kept my nail on that spot. That's 13 inches. And there we go. Oh no, it's here. That's right, 13 inches. So now we're going to do 2 more. And it has to be at the same spot. Okay, so now we need to pull this side. There we go. One more. I think this way is easier, just to hold your nail, your thumbnail, on the spot. And then you just bring this up to that spot. A little bit higher. Oh, see, it's still a little lower. So you want it a little bit higher. Now this is twine I'm using, and yes, that's another variable in it, because this is a thicker cord. It's a macrame cord, so that'll make a difference also. Why am I struggling with this? There's always one, isn't there? Always one that you end up struggling with. Okay, let's try this again. Okay, well, whatever. Okay, so now that we've done the 3, we got to do the crisscross, right? So you're looking for the strands that are next to each other. Okay, so untwisted. This one is closest. You got to be careful though, twine also twists. So this one. Now, which are those two here? I know this is the lighter one, so I know this is the one. But what about on this one? Is it this one? Or is it this one? No, I think it's this one. All right. So now these two, make this shorter. Now, first knot. For the crisscross, 3 inches. So 3 inches is right about there. Is that 3 inches? It's actually a little bit more, but not by much. Now, can you still see me? Are you still in range? Okay, I should probably put you a little bit more down. Okay, so now this is gonna go with this one, and we're gonna go about 3 inches again. Where is this one? There we go. And then the last one, you want it to be around, right? Because you're trying to make that basket for the pot. So you got to go this way. And then roughly 3 inches. All right, so we got the 3 of them. So we got 1, 2, and then we tie it. And then this part, 3.5 inch. Okay, so, yeah, that's it. 1, 2, now we go 3.5 inch and tie a knot. 3.5 is right there, and a little bit higher. All right, so 3.5. There we go. Look at that. It was 10 inches longer. It's 8 inches longer. So that means just doing knots took 2 inches. So considering how many these macrame knots, how many there are, see? Now you can see the difference, right? 8 inches. And this one was just knots. Now I'll show you with the pot what it's gonna look like. I don't like this look. Even if I use the thicker yarn, the thicker the yarn, it's gonna be harder to just tie a knot. So there we go. You make it with twine, very basic. This is what it's going to look like. I seem to have problems balancing it. It doesn't look straight. There we go. So there we go. If it's just knots, nothing fancy here, then that's what it's going to look like. And of course you cut it here, so then it would be like that. So it's just a matter of, if it's part of your decor, which mine is, I prefer this one. Now with this one, you can even add beads. You could do your square knot, then instead of doing like 3 of them like I did, do 1, put a bead, and then do another one, and then go on to the next knot. Then you do your square knot, your bead, and then another square knot, right? And then you've added beads to it. You could add crystal beads. You just got to make sure that the size is big enough. Now, in my opinion, you would want it to go through 2 strands. But I could be wrong. You could probably just have it go through 1. And then depending on how it all works out with this, it could end up the 3 strands would then act as a cage around it. I don't know. I've never done it with beads or crystals or anything. Another thing too, you could just take wire and then somehow go in between the knot and just wire in a bead. Like you put the bead here, put the wire around, I don't know, and then tie it, or maybe bring it back, weave it into, I don't know. I've never done it with beads. I'm sure there are videos out there with beads. But anyways, I just wanted to show you basic, simple. Like if it's not a heavy pot, which this is not, and let's say I want to just grow, you know, like thyme in this one, and do another one that has sage and oregano and basil. You could do that. Just hang a whole bunch of these in your kitchen window, put up a curtain rod like I did, and then just hang a bunch of these. You just slip this through the rod, and then some you can make higher. You put the knots higher, some put it lower, and you could have your whole kitchen window full of herbs in these kind of pots. And these are pots I got from Dollarama. Now what it is you get a peat pellet inside the pot, and then you get a pack of seeds, and then it's wrapped with a cardboard. I'll show you in the spring when they're out again. And they come in different colors. I've got, I think, like 5 or 6 different colors. They don't have holes in it. What you're supposed to do is put the peat pellet in there. It's a big one. I think it's peat. It's either peat or sphagnum, but I think it's peat because peat is cheaper. But anyways, you put that pellet in there. You fill it up to the rim or almost to the rim with water, and you just let it sit for a few hours. You could even let it sit overnight. And then you're supposed to put your seeds on top. You could put a little bit of soil on top if you want. And then that becomes your plant pot for your herb, whatever herb you buy. You can even get, I think cherry tomatoes come in this way also. And because they don't have holes, it's great. I could put my green pot, I don't know where, it's downstairs in storage. The green pot I could put in here, have this as a cover pot, and then just have it grow. But this is fine. You just put your finger down the soil, maybe about an inch, and if it's moist, then don't water it. If it isn't, then you can water a little bit, or put rocks on the bottom. Like, there's so many ways you can do it. Yeah, so there you have it. This one is going in this one. And you know, in my opinion, I would prefer this because this is more of a decor item. And I would want this in my kitchen window myself, personal, right? But it doesn't mean that this is bad. It's not. It's just, this is simple. You know what I mean? If you have it out in the garden to grow, let's say you want to do a bunch of them along your deck, hanging off of your overhang on the deck, or if you have a gazebo and you want to put all one side, you could do a bunch of these, hang it on there, like actually loop it right on and like knot it up right on the gazebo. And then all you do is you put your pots in the fall, you take your pots out, you bring it in the summer, in the spring, you bring it out, you put it in, and they can have holes in it, and you could even grow strawberries, a whole row of strawberries off of your gazebo. Like with a gazebo, oh my God, you could do so much. Yeah, but you know, if it's for the garden, this is good enough. And it'll probably last 2, maybe even 3 summers. Yeah, so this has its place. But in the home, I prefer this. It's not going to deteriorate because it's indoors, right? And so it's worth putting in the effort to have something beautiful. And then I wanted to mention one other thing, and then I'll let you go. Dollarama, I went to a different Dollarama than the one I usually go to. And I discovered, guess what they carry now? This. They actually have mini punches. $1.25. I don't know, is it focusing? Yeah, right there, $1.25. I took the hand one because I thought that's cute. You know, the hand waving hello. But they have a stick person. Not stick, but like a person, but no details, right? And then they have a 3-pack, I think, or a 4-pack of like the Canada maple leaf, a flower, and I think a butterfly. But I didn't get those because I already have those. But yeah. So anyways, there you have it. A macrame basic number 2 macrame. I should put the pot in it and use that as my thumbnail. Yeah, just because this string is a twine and it's really, really thin, it's getting caught all over the pot. Oh no, there, this time I got it. There we go. And then I don't have scissors with me. You can even maybe double knot it. And then, oh, there you go, that's an idea. Put another knot. I got an idea. put another knot. How do you knot it over another knot? I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing, people. Okay, there. So now we will, nope, just the ends. You want it in half, and then you just tighten it. Ugh. There. Oh no, I should have done the knot the other way so that it's coming out the bottom. I'm sure there's a way to make it come out the bottom if you do it the opposite way. Okay, so we're going to do it in half, a little bit more than half because of the knot. There. And then make it go downwards and then pull. Why isn't it working? Why isn't it pulling? What am I doing wrong, people? No, that's not what I want it to do. Oh, you know what I want to do, don't you? And you probably know how to do it too, don't you? Okay, so we're making the loop, but we are going to cut this. Maybe if I go over this, that way it has something to tie itself onto. And then, but then it's going to be two knots side by side, and I want it to camouflage it as one knot. See, and it's still going up instead of coming down. I guess if you take the, no, that won't work either. I don't know, people. I don't know how to do this. I probably would have to put it in the original knot. Anyways, you can always play around with it. But I'm going to open it for now. Don't ever lose your thumbnails, like your nails, the thumbs, because I tell you, without them, you're lost. At least when you're crafting, you really can use your thumbs. There we go. Oh, this is because I have an idea for stamping for the journaling. So I thought I'd put all the ideas there. I need to find some bubble wrap too. You can use it for stamping. But anyways, there you go. I hope you enjoyed it. Remember, do what makes you happy and everything else will fall into place. And please like, subscribe, and comment down below. All right, everybody, take care. See you on the next one. Bye for now.